Be men and women with others and for others, real champions in the service of others. Have the courage to swim against the tide. Have the courage to be happy. Inequality is the root of social evil. Seeking happiness in material things is a sure way of being unhappy. God reveals himself through surprises. A population that does not take care of the elderly and of children and the young has no future, because it abuses both its memory and its promise. Things have a price and can be for sale, but people have a dignity that is priceless and worth far more than things.
An authentic faith always implies a deep desire to change the world.
The family is the salt of the earth and the light of the world. It is the leaven of society. Every conflict is emblematic of the throwaway culture. There can be no renewal of our relationship with nature without a renewal of humanity itself. Peace is a daily commitment. It is a homemade peace. Wars are always madness. All is lost in war. All is to be gained in peace. Proceed calmly in life. Suffering is a call to conversion. It reminds us of our frailty and vulnerability. No one can grow if he does not accept his smallness. Don't let anyone rob you of hope. A simple lifestyle is good for us, helping us to better share with those in need. Humility saves man. Pride makes him lose his way. The right to life is the first among human rights. We don't need youth museums, but we do need holy young people. All men and women of goodwill are bound by the task of pursuing peace. The goods of the earth are meant for everyone. Holiness doesn't mean doing extraordinary things, but doing ordinary things with love and faith. Although the life of a person is in a land full of thorns and weeds, there is always a space in which the good seed can grow. You have to trust God. Reject every form of corruption. To change the world, we must be good to those who cannot repay us. The earth is our environment to protect and the garden to tend to. You pray for the hungry, then you feed them. That's how prayer works. To celebrate the sacrament of reconciliation means to be wrapped in a warm embrace. Human dignity is the same for all human beings. When I trample on the dignity of another, I am trampling on my own. Let us always pray for one another. Dear young people, do not bury your talents, the gifts that God has given you. Do not be afraid to dream of great things. Life is a journey. When we stop, things don't go right. We all have the duty to do good. Where there is no work, there is no dignity. The world tells us to seek success, power, and money. God tells us to seek humility, service, and love. Let us learn to live with kindness, to love everyone, even when they do not love us. It is not possible to go backwards. We must go forward, always forward. Love is more powerful. Love gives life. Love makes hope blossom in the wilderness. Throwing away food is like stealing from the table of those who are poor and hungry. Life is a precious gift. We realize this only when we give it to others. Where there is truth, there is also light, but don't confuse light with the flash. Violence and war lead only to death. Please do not lose the ability to dream. Gratitude is a flower that blooms in noble souls. Let us never lose hope. God loves us always, even with our mistakes and sins. Peace is the language we must speak. Go, do not be afraid and serve. If money and material things become the center of our lives, they seize us and make us slaves. The challenge of life is to learn how to love. Grace is not part of consciousness. It is the amount of light in our souls, not knowledge nor reason. The culture of comfort, which makes us think only of ourselves, makes us insensitive to the cries of other people. I ask everyone with political responsibility to remember two things: human dignity and the common good. Whenever people listen to one another humbly and openly, their shared values and aspirations become all the more apparent. Diversity is no longer seen as a threat, but as a source of enrichment. Today, people are suffering from poverty, but also from lack of love. If we, each doing our own part, if we do good to others, if we meet there, doing good, and we go slowly, gently, little by little, we will make that culture of encounter. We need that so much. We must meet one another doing good. If globalization seeks to bring all of us together, but to do so respecting each person, each individual person's peculiarity, that globalization is good and makes us good and grow and leads to peace. Human rights are not only violated by terrorism, repression, or assassination, but also by unfair economic structures that creates huge inequalities. Pastors must welcome the lost sheep. Actually, I made a mistake. I said welcome, rather. Go out and find them. The measure of the greatness of a society is found in the way it treats those most in need, those who have nothing apart from their poverty. When you lose the capacity to dream, you lose the capacity to love, and the energy to love is lost. For the sake of peace, religious beliefs must never be allowed to be abused in the cause of violence and war. Religious freedom is a fundamental human right. The only war that we must all fight is the one against evil. Let us never forget that authentic power is service, which has its radiant culmination on the cross. Charity, patience, and tenderness are very beautiful gifts. If you have them, you want to share them with others. I ask you to ensure that humanity is served by wealth and not ruled by it. Together with a culture of work, there must be a culture of leisure as gratification. To put it another way, people who work must take the time to relax, to be with their families, to enjoy themselves, read, listen to music, play a sport. Our life is made up of time, and time is a gift from God, so it is important that it be used in good and fruitful actions. It is now, more than ever, necessary that political leaders be outstanding for honesty, integrity, and commitment to the common good.